What up? And welcome to another episode of From the Script to the Screen, My Hero Academia Edition. Episode 13 of Season 7 is out now, so as always, gotta shout out the creator, Kohei Horikoshi, and gotta give a big shout out to the studio this week. Shout out to Bones. Phenomenal episode. They covered chapters 367 to 370 of volume 37, and after the Olympics, shout out to all the medal winners. We're finally back after a little hiatus, and of course we remember that Deku finally arrived on the scene. And so after a couple flashbacks reminding us that this is a multi-location war, we see that Deku, when he arrives on the scene after doing a little surveillance, appears to get a little bit out of control because, of course, Bakugo has suffered a fatal injury, and we know that Edshot was attempting to resuscitate him. But still, he sees that him being late has caused his allies to receive heavy damages, and so he feels bad for that. But he's reminded by the other vestiges of One for All that anger isn't a bad thing. It just needs to be focused anger. And so why I wanted to give a big shout out to Studio Bones this week is because it was a phenomenal showing of the quirks. I loved it. Great use of animation. Wasn't what I expected to see, so loved how they showed the quirks. Very colorful, but again, like I said, there's different people in there, different emotions. Now, what you always gotta respect Deku for is the fact that, like All For One, he is in possession of multiple quirks, and so some people might have one or two, but dealing with 6 or 7, you gotta have a lot of respect for them. It takes a lot of stamina and brain power. And so this week was all action, and Deku honestly was cooking Shigaraki. He was tossing them all over the battlefield, and it was just a great showing of Deku's talents because it was the way that he put all the quirks together, the way he's able to string things along, and we see that only him, in my opinion, would be able to put things in that way. And so the main quirk in this episode that got revealed was Gear Shift, and the fact that that helps him change the speed of not only himself but of other things he touches. And so that's what made it so effective. He was able to speed up Shigaraki when he had no control. He was able to slow down himself and things like that. So big shout out to Deku. Definitely my favorite panel of the week. We know that the revelation of Fujin was also big because that's stores of energy, and so like he says, he was storing energy throughout some of the attacks, and he finally was able to land one good punch with everything that he had saved up. But we know that One for All and All for One have a connection to itself. They are siblings, and we said that there's a union of sorts or a conversation. We know that there's a lot going on between him, Shigaraki, if they're actually one person or if there's still the ability to separate them. And we also know that there's a bunch of other vestiges in One for All itself. So we see that it's still not over yet. And at the end of the episode, it shifts to Spinner because, like I said at the beginning, it's a multi-location war. And we see that they're trying to get Kurogiri out. Very useful quirk. We know that he's able to teleport, so we'll have to see what happens next week. But let me know what you guys thought about the episode, and to the manga readers, let me know what you guys thought about the adaptation. Until next time, peace.